What's up, everyone? Good to see you back. Welcome to the last chapter of this masterclass. It's the big finale. We'll create this image. An absolute banger, one of the best images we've done this year. We'll push it to the absolute limit. We'll use the dirty tricks in the book to get the image done. But yeah, today we'll just have an overview of this big chapter, but we'll also share a little bit of a cool story behind this image. A little bit of like a common point lore, if you will. So yeah, let's begin. So this Silk Road image is a result of some cosmic coincidence, it's like a zombie coming to life multiple times actually. Before it became what it is today, it all started in Bartosz cave about 10 years ago. Before we knew each other, Bart did a series of images that were the outlet for his own creativity, quote unquote. Behind those images was a big dream. Huge Hollywood production, character animation, VFX, custom music, a lot of different things, but obviously that didn't happen. Like many ambitious projects, it ended up in a drawer. And honestly, that's fine. Regardless of the final result, some really cool assets were born. Bart made different columns, monuments, buildings, statues. Honestly, it's pretty crazy what one person can do. If you want to explore more, feel free, check his Behance and ArtStation, there's much more to appreciate. Fast forward about 5 years ago when we first started collaborating, and bear in mind that there is like no common point at that point, just two guys that spend too much time in front of their computers, which is arguably the same right now. But anyway, we tried to breathe some air into this project. I was doing personal projects, Bart was doing personal projects, so maybe we can join forces and create something epic. We had this idea of how weird we are as people, how easily we get tempted and distracted, how curiosity is sort of double-edged sword, and that curiosity, as good as it may seem, it can be fatal as well. So that place that you see on the screen, this weird construction, is where we all are judged for being too curious, like super fun vibes in general. But again, never mind what happens next, but a story likes to repeat itself. This project was too ambitious and it ended up in a drawer as well. But again, if you'd like to see more, you're more than welcome to explore this project on our Behance. This time, this is a shared project. And lastly, this project got some serious momentum when we teamed up with Fabio Palveri from D2. All those cool 3D assets were sitting there alone, without anyone to hug them. So we decided, why not give them for free to everyone? That's what we did. That's when we started the Lost and Found challenge. The idea was simple, make an image, any image based off of those assets. But for us, it was like more personal. We wanted to give this project, those assets, a little bit of a justice. So yeah, the challenge started, the community responded, and oh boy, did they deliver. We received a lot of insanely creative works. The diversity was just immense, and that's honestly the coolest thing about all this. The challenge had rich compositions, unique color palettes, ton of different designs, and still boggles my mind till this very day how many amazing artists there are, and I would honestly love to meet all of you one day. But anyway, this gallery you can see here is available on our website, so it's another rabbit hole you can explore. Actually, if you want to join the party and create an image of your own, even though the competition is long time finished, assets are actually available to download for free. They're very fun to work with, so we encourage you to try them out, link in the description. And finally, this Silk Road image was our final thank you to all the community, a bit of an homage to everyone. We did it as a part of speech at D2 conference, so it was like bringing this baby home. And yeah, that was the short story. Story time is over, enough about the trivia. Now we can dive into the image itself and break down the process ahead of us. So this image, even though it looks extremely busy and custom, actually everything here can be brought down to simple steps. It's like a house that is built brick by brick with your own hands, rather than some super advanced skyscraper that's technologically advanced. So we will literally show you everything behind it, so you can create a world of your own. And the steps are research, asset creation, 3D modeling and rendering, post-production, and kind of a fun one, a feedback loop, so applying feedback. Okay, so starting from the beginning, research, and research with capital R. We are starting with some good old-fashioned Google research, and since we haven't been to Kathmandu or Silk Road or talked to people there, we need to build a solid understanding of reality, especially before jumping into AI research, which is up next. We will dive into Midjourney, Leonardo, and Magnific, and the AI research lessons are probably one of my favorites, We will explore different ideas freely, it's super organic, multi-dimensional, and I'm not gonna say any more at this point because we will step into it just in like 5 minutes. So, next up, we will go through asset creation. We need to put this world together, and the way to do it, believe me or not, is to create everything, almost everything, from scratch. We will take it to the next level. We will create 2D assets, textures, 3D assets, animals, people, wagons, yaks, really cool stuff. And we will use all the tricks, obviously, that we already know of, but keeping the consistency will be a bit of a challenge, so there's much to go through. Then we take it to 3D, and this stage is relatively simple because we are generally bringing something to good enough stage. But yeah, as before, it's pretty shitty as well. We will build the scene using a reference, we will block it out, we will light it up. We will try to do the absolute minimum necessary to finish the stage, which is also kind of a cool skill to have, just to know when to stop and not to obsess over details. I think this lesson should be an eye-opener to many artists. You'll know exactly what's important in 3D and where to cut corners. Moving on, we will have a post-production heavy lesson. You can expect a lot of Photoshop. Even though we are in the post-production stage, there is still tons of decisions to make. That's where our research comes in, and it will serve as a compass. We will focus on managing details, fine-tuning colors, and even forcing Magnific to hallucinate, which is kind of a fun challenge to do, but anyway, that's later to come. And as a cherry on top of the cake, we'll dive into applying comments and feedback. This image leans heavily on matte painting techniques, so if you're strictly a 3D person, applying feedback to such a post-production heavy image might feel a bit overwhelming, but don't worry, it's totally doable and we will walk you through it. Actually, we will have 2 rounds of feedback, more feedback is better, right? Everyone loves feedback, right? Anyway, we will show you how to handle it and share some fun stories between Bart and I as we worked on the image. So yeah, that's what we have for you. Lots of exciting stuff, and just before we wrap up this lesson, I want to point out 2 more things. If you're coming from a 3D background and want to explore the world of digital and matte painting, this chapter can be your gateway. There will be tons of matte painting techniques, and we will discuss the difference between going full 3D and going post-production heavy. So that's one thing. And also the second thing and the last thing, this chapter is a nice gateway to concept art. With AI, you can generate any world that you want, and if you're fluent in 3D, that's a very big advantage. So you can create worlds much faster than ever before, and that's something you can always transition towards, even on a small scale. That's about it. We hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one.